The situation in eastern Ukraine is getting closer and closer to open warfare. And NATO says pictures like these show Russia is to blame, tanks and military hardware crossing the border, along with Russian combat troops.
We have seen the same thing that OSCE is reporting. We have seen columns of Russian equipment, primarily Russian tanks, Russian artillery, Russian air defense systems, and Russian combat troops entering into Ukraine. We do not have a good picture at this time of how many. We agree that there are multiple columns that we have seen.
The UN Security Council was called in emergency session. Officials from the UN and the Organisation of Security and Cooperation in Europe, which has a monitoring mission in eastern Ukraine, warning that a ceasefire brokered in September was now close to breaking down. But in the chamber, where issues of international peace and security are supposed to be resolved, there was a war of words between the Russian representative and many of his counterparts, including the ambassadors from Ukraine and the US.
The root of the problem remains the same: Russia's flagrant violation of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Time and again, Russia has made commitments and then failed to live up to them, and subsequently offered explanations to this council that it knows are untrue.
We're
hearing broad declarations from NATO regarding the sending of convoys and Russian fighters from Russia, but that doesn't actually reflect the situation on the ground. These are empty statements and the usual propagandistic falsifications.
There's no prospect of action in the Security Council on Ukraine. Russia's already shown it's prepared to use its veto where necessary. But President Putin is likely to come under fresh pressure in Australia at the G20 this weekend. Among the other world leaders attending, President Obama. Diplomats, though, know that meeting has little hope of resolving what one ambassador termed a slow, creeping, undeclared war. James Bays, Al Jazeera at the United Nations.